Hey guys, welcome back. This is Story Time Part 3. Today we got Timmy with an awesome story about the time he went to his cottage. Let's get into it.
Sweet. Sweet.
I'm perfect. He's not.
Yeah, you're so perfect.
Obviously.
This is going to be a juicy one. This is going to be a juicy story.
Hey.
Alright.
All right. So where do we start on this story?
Oh, it's such a good one. So we'll start from where it all started from. So basically, you called me up one night and said, let's go to the movies. And I said, yeah, let's go. So we ended up going to see Avatar because we both saw the commercials and it looked like it was going to be the most amazing movie of all time. Because it showed him on a mountain with like moving waves and like ships coming toward him, and it looked like it was going to be like a really amazing movie.
Yeah.
But then we realized it was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and he doesn't really make it. But he teaches you a lesson, you know?
Yeah. Don't watch movies by him. Yeah.
Don't watch movies by M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah. So then from there, we were just outside talking. It's like midnight, and I'm like, oh, man, I got nothing to do this weekend. And you said, let's go to my cottage at midnight, because that was on a Friday.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, let's go tomorrow. I'm like, we'll leave in like 3 hours. That was the plan. And you're like, oh man, we won't have any bait to go fishing. And so we drove from the Cineplex, like 45 minutes away, to a vending machine that I knew had worms in it.
No, but like, hold on a sec. Like, so you're like, I think there's a vending machine with worms in it. I was like, Spencer, that doesn't exist. That's made up. Why would there be a vending machine with bait in it? It doesn't even make sense. I've never heard of this. So like, he drives me to some like the boonies somewhere and some husky gas station, and like, I'm like, what is this? And like, we're gonna go like into some backwoods in like a rural area. I was like, this is crazy. And I saw the vending machine and it was unreal.
Just
and
this big, beautiful like vending machine.
Like,
yeah,
they came with like pop cans or whatever, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So then from there, we went home. Both went our separate ways. We drove ourselves, and then you came and picked me up like 2 hours later off like no sleep. Go up to Muskoka, got there for like 7. Fished all day. The fishing was incredible.
Yeah.
Got back home. I caught 2 big fish. Showed your dad. He's like, "That's bait for my bait. My fish I catch." And I was like, "Thanks, Ramsey."
Thanks.
Straight confidence booster. And then I remember the last thing I remember from that trip is right before I was going to bed. I was laying there, both hands tucked in the side of a sleeping bag, and a mosquito just landed on my forehead. And it bit me, and I smacked it. And we weren't staying in your cottage. We were staying next to your cottage, so I'd do like walk inside with the blood over my forehead.
Yeah, so I had like a little cabin next to my cottage. It was just like a little bunkie, right? Where it's just like a bunk bed. And like, it was so good because like, it burst all over your forehead.
It was not funny. It was not funny. I know. Not laughing, so...
And you're like scared of bears or something outside because it's like the middle of the night. You're like, oh,
and we were in the smallest little, like, a bear could have nudged the door open. We're deep into bear country. I'm pretty sure. I saw a bear crossing.
No, we keep a den of bears close by.
A den.
Yeah.
So that started a 4-year running tradition of us going to your cottage around the same time in the summer. So. The second year's where the big adventure was, which is one of my favorite stories of all time. So basically...
Well, it's just...
I just got out of a relationship. I call you. I'm like, hey, Timmy. I'm like, I need to get just wasted. Like, I need to get wasted. That's all I said to you. And you're like, let's go to my cottage. You know, we did it last year all the time. We'll go up there, we'll fish, and we'll drink and have a good time. So this time we actually planned it. So we had like a day in advance, I think. Maybe a day?
Yeah, like a full half day or something like that.
Fully half, maybe
12 hours. It's a long time for us. So.
Yeah, for sure. For us planning. So we as we're about to go up there, I realized it's going to be the FIFA World Cup that weekend, and at a Stag and Doe, I just won Messi jersey, Argentina versus Germany.
Yeah,
I was super pumped to wear it. So we were driving up, and this time we had enough time to get actual bait fish. So we go to the bait shop and got like just the biggest minnows. Like they're just way too big.
We're like talking big game too. We're
Yeah.
like, honestly, we're gonna have these minnows and like biggest fish are gonna catch these. This is gonna be
It's because
amazing.
the year before the fishing was like if you put a bait fish in this big, you were catching a fish this big. Like a
Yeah,
rock bass that big would bite it.
yeah,
Like the fish were
which was
starving that year.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was awesome.
so we bought fish that were way too big. So then we get up to your cottage, get everything set up. We both hop in kayaks, and I put the
Yeah.
fish barrel for our feeder fish on my kayak. And as we're going down, I realized you gave me the shitty kayak. You're flying. You're gone. You're like, keep up, keep up. I'm like, I got this thing hitting me in the back of the fucking kayak. I'm struggling. The kayak's going slow. It's like, I feel like I'm on land. I'm kayaking on
It
land.
just requires arm strength though, you know. Like you just sort of you need that for the kayak.
I
You know?
complained about it for the whole 2 hours. We didn't catch a single fish, not even a nibble. We go, we go back to your cottage, and from there we're like, hey, let's go to one of a bar in town and have a few drinks.
Yeah.
So we kind of chose a bar and we walked in. The game was like 10 minutes from starting. The bar was empty. No one was in the bar.
Oh my god, I couldn't even believe how empty it was because like it's literally the FIFA World Cup
Yeah.
and like it's one of the only bars around that was showing it at the time, and I was like, how is this a thing? This is crazy. So I felt like it was gonna be a little bit not as good because I mean you want a crowd, right? You
Yeah.
want people to cheer with, you
Yeah.
want that sort of thing. So it's like empty, and so I mean we started it off with having a conversation with the bartender, and she was pretty cool to talk to at the start. You know,
I was
what I mean?
rocking.
We got
Hold on,
things
I was
rolling.
rocking my Messi jersey. So anyone who walked in would
Yeah,
have
oh for
known
sure,
I was I was a
100%.
I was a Argentina fan.
Yeah, and so was I because I've been a Messi fan forever. So
Yes. So there's
I
only three
mean,
people in the bar. It's just me, you,
yeah,
and the server, and I guess the cook in the
yeah,
back. So we order
yeah,
wings and a beer, and we're chatting her up for a while.
yeah,
And like right before the game started, she gave us her number and said, "Hey, if you guys want to hang out later, well, I know a bar when it closes down. We can go in there and play pool and drink." And we're like,
yeah.
thinking, "Hell yeah!" So as we're watching the game, the bartender keeps giving me drinks. And let me just say this real quick: whenever me and Tim hang out, whenever we go out, Tim is like the responsible one. And I don't know why, but when I'm around Tim, I can just completely let loose. I can just get
Yeah,
wasty pants. I don't care. 'Cause I know Tim,
yeah,
my conscience has got me. So
yeah.
so I'm throwing him back. I'm throwing him back, and then as the game progresses, it gets about almost halfway. I feel like maybe 10 people pile in, and they're all wearing
Yeah,
Germany jerseys, and they're all cheering for Germany. And
yeah,
as the game progresses, the bar gets more and more packed, and like
yeah,
everyone around is like slapping us on the back and laughing. Like, we were like the original two there, so everyone's like
yeah.
gravitate around us. But they're all Germany fans, so they're all chirping us the entire time.
So hard,
Yeah,
honestly, the whole time. Anything happened? Because like, spoiler alert, that game wasn't the best for us. So like, every single time something bad would happen, we would just get honestly solid chirped by
yeah, yeah.
everybody. And we were trying to defend them the whole time. It was oh my god, it was hilarious.
By the end of the regulation, because I think the game went to overtime, right?
Yeah,
Or did it go extra time? By the end of regulation, the bar was packed. Like you couldn't move. Like you're stuck like this. So
yeah.
we're
People
still
were
throwing
like,
back. We got people with their arms around us. People all crowded. Like everyone's pointing at us because like we're the only Argentina fans there. And then
yeah.
Germany wins. The bar erupts, and then people just start buying me Jägermeister shots because they realize I'm wearing the
Well, we had
jersey.
that.
And
We had that one guy next to us that was
yeah,
like super. He was just a cool guy. One of the first guys to sit next to him. He was like an older guy, and he just like we chatted him up for a bit. And it was just fun. Like it was a fun like back and forth banter about who's gonna win with that guy. And that was pretty sick. And like
yeah,
yeah, he was like buying spendy shots and stuff like that. And it was like
yeah,
I don't know. It was such a good time, man. And like it made it so much better. Like the vibe, right? Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
vibe of like I love that. I love the vibe of just the energy that was pumped up by everybody, and it was not like malicious, like you're gonna lose, we
Yeah, it
hate
was
you. It
no, it
was
was
all
full
like it
playful.
was
Like
so
they know we're
just
not in the game. Like it doesn't matter what the outcome
yeah,
truly is. Like
yeah. I
it
loved
was
it.
rowdy and it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So then from there we decided to go back to your cottage. You're driving. I'm pretty hammered at this point. I'm like I'm half leaning out your car and I see a moose crossing sign. And I remember I turned to you. I said, Timmy, don't worry. If a moose tries to cross the road, I'll punch it in the face. So I spent the next 20 minutes hanging outside of the car with a fist like this.
Yeah, and like sometimes he's like, I'll just get him. I'll just get it. Yo, go up next to a mailbox or something. I'll show you. You know what I mean? He's like, Moose comes out, I got him. No
I
big
got
deal.
him. That's
You know
it.
what I mean? I was like, thanks, Ben. What a
Yeah,
good friend. You know? Yeah,
I got you, buddy. So
yeah, yeah.
from there, we decided we are going to go fishing again. So I said, I'm taking that kayak. I'm taking the one that you were in. You can take my kayak. And we'll see if it's a difference. I hop in that thing like the Mercedes Benz. It's like the Lamborghini. I'm flying through the water. I'm feeling amazing. Tim's back there like trugging along, struggling the entire time. He's like, okay, I guess it was the kayak. I'm like, you goddamn
I
right
think
it was the
Spencer put like an
kayak.
anchor to it or something. I think he just put an anchor on it just to make me feel bad. I don't
It
know
was
how
the
he did
goddamn
it,
bait
but
fish. The bait fish that just hits you every time you stop.
no, the bait fish was literally like a drag though, like
Yeah, it
an
was like a
actual
drag.
drag in the boat, and it definitely didn't help the situation at all. But yeah, but going up that river with the kayak, that was just a good time. It was
Yeah.
just like
Oh yeah. Well, I think at one point we
it
literally
was
stopped fishing. We were just like on our kayaks, just laying back talking,
yeah, because like it was just so chill and like it was so
and nothing was
calm
biting.
and it was just a nice time. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was.
like, so what else were we gonna do, right? We were just chilling. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was a
So
good time.
we went back to your cottage. We eat. I think we chilled for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
we get a we call that chick. She says, "Hey, meet us at the bar." I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, Timmy. So we drive
Yeah.
to the bar. Honestly, I don't remember if I was paying for drinks or if the drinks were free. Do you actually remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, because I was driving, so I was like, I only had like one or something like that. So, I mean, I bought the first round for both of us, and we just started playing pool because she wasn't even there yet or something. I think because she was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
late or something,
Yeah.
and then she showed up, and then like the bar was already closing, but like because we were there and she knew us already, she's like, they're fine, and then they just bought us rounds, like they just kept buying us rounds
That's
over
what
and over again. Like
happened?
and they
Okay,
should.
got it.
Yeah, she was like, she had a bunch of friends with her, and like they would buy us rounds. I'm like, all right, thanks, guys. And, like I tried to
I
buy
just
a round, they wouldn't let me. Yeah,
I just remember playing pool, and then other people were playing pool. I was walking around the pool stick, just like hitting the table, like joking around, laughing, just drinking shots nonstop. That's that's the single most I think I've ever drank without throwing up.
and I just, I was playing pool and like just chill because I love pool, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I have a pool table in my basement.
Hold on.
I've played
Let's
pro.
hold on. Let's sidebar. Let's sidebar real quick. I called Tim up and I say, hey, my dad's throwing a pool party. You
Separate
want,
story, separate story. Yeah,
separate
this
story,
is totally.
separate story. We're gonna off track for a
Yeah,
second. I said
yeah,
my dad's throwing a pool party. Why don't you come on down? He's like, hell yeah, man. I'll be there in like 20 minutes. I'm just getting off work. I'm like, sweet.
yeah.
Tim shows up. It's a good party. We're all drinking, hanging out, and then there's a pool table in the basement. And I'm like, hey Tim, want to
Yeah.
play some pool? He goes, yeah. I'll be right back. Just leaves. Walks out of the house. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay. Well,
I just gotta go. Just gotta go my car for a sec. And you're like,
Tim's
okay,
leaving.
all right, what?
Comes back with
Yeah.
a little case. I'm like, what's that? He says, oh, it's my pool cue. He brought his own pool cue. Apparently, he always just keeps it in the back of his car. He just walked in, just
In my truck. Yeah, yeah.
you just rocked everybody. Like no one had a chance.
Yeah, no, just I start like piecing it together, and Spencer's already starting to crack jokes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah,
And then another side story, to add on to this, our friend Justin had a birthday party at a pool hall. We go there. Everyone's like, yeah, let's make teams. I'm like, I got Tim. Tim's on my team because I know
Oh
already.
no!
No one
Oh,
knows.
no.
And what's Tim do?
Yeah.
He's missing every single shot. He's missing every shot. He gets like one, and then he scratches. One, then scratches. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I saw you kill it like a year ago. And he's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
if I kill everyone, then no one will play with me.
No one has fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
no
fun.
one
That's
has fun. Yeah,
I
yeah,
would have
yeah,
had
yeah.
fun. I would have had fun. We lost every game we played. You put it all on my shoulders. I wasn't ready for that responsibility. You were on my team for a reason.
Man, honestly, so I just learned it so many times because like I used to play as a kid, like uh, at my uncle's house. I used to go over, and he used to have a snooker table in his
Yeah.
basement when I was like really young. I could barely see over the edge of the table, and I would go over and I'd hang out with the family for a bit, and then but as soon as I could, I would go downstairs just by myself. I would just play on
Try
that table
shooting
for
pool, yeah.
hours until dinner was done and everyone was chill. My uncle and my dad and my cousins and stuff like that would come down, and then we'd all play together, sort of thing, right? Like, and that was
Right.
my favorite part. I love the practicing and stuff. So like, I did that, and then I used to play at like a community center, like growing up at lunches and stuff like that. And I've always loved the game. So it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I eventually learned that like when you're playing with your buddies, I like to just mess around because like to look in people's eyes when people are getting smoked and they don't even get to shoot a ball. It's so
Yeah.
like they're not having fun. Like they just hate it, right? It's like, what's the point? What's the point? Like I want to
I
hang out with
was
my friends
personally
and have a good
amazed the first time I saw it.
time. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It was Justin's birthday. I didn't want to be like a d-bag. I don't know.
You
I've always
you
thought
ruined someone's birthday for me, Tim. That's what you guys. That's what real friendship is. All right. All right. So from there, so we're back at the pool hall. I'm chugging down beers, and I don't know if I gave off a flirting vibe or what it was, uh, but I guess this chick thought I was taking her home. So it's
Yeah.
like 4 a.m. and me and Tim walk outside and we're saying bye to everybody. Thanks for all the beers and drinks and everything. And she walks up to me, like pulls me off to the side. She goes, "Hey, just so you know, you're a really nice guy, but I gotta go home with my friends." And I remember I looked at her face and I said, "I don't care. I was here to get wasted. That's it.
And man, that goal was achieved. Like
That goal,
you were
that goal was
feeling
achieved."
so good. Yeah.
So back in the car, back
Yeah.
fist out the window, ready for
Yeah, we're
anything
just
that comes our
cracking up
way.
again over the whole moose thing. Yeah. I
We
loved
get
it.
back, we get back to your cottage, and you're like, "Let's have
Yeah.
a fire." I stumble
Yeah.
my way down to the Muskoka chair, and that's when
Yeah.
all the alcohol hits at once. And now I'm immobile, and now I'm stuck in the chair. So I remember
Yeah.
you made me a sandwich, and I remember I looked at it, and I was like, I'd rather just fall asleep. So I'm like, kind of started to close my eyes on the chair, and then
Yeah.
I think you ate the sandwich. We walked back into your house, and I thought I'd be like a proper gentleman, so I put chips on a plate, and then I carried the plate to the table, and then I tipped the plate forward to put the plate down, and all the chips just slid off it. But I wasn't
Yeah, I
done,
mean,
so I
this
scooped the chips back on to eat it off the plate.
and I mean that's a cool recollection. Not exactly what happened, but I mean like
That's
it
that's
was
how I remember it. That's how I remember it. It was smooth sailing, bud.
so I had a fire pit in front of my cottage. Like they used to make these like well I still do. It's like they take old propane tanks, the giant ones, and they just
Yeah.
cut the bottom off. So it's like this big iron thing. So I had wood pre-cut, kindling and other wood, and we were starting with some like paper towel and some other things, some dry leaves and stuff. And I ended up getting the fire started, and Spencer just sat down in that chair. As soon as that fire going, I mean, the stars were out, the night was calm, it was cool. We were right in front of the water, and like, and I mean, it was just such a good time. And
Yeah,
then
it
like
was.
Spencer, 2 seconds later was like TKO. Like you're just so comfortable. The Muskoka chair was awesome.
Oh yeah.
The little heat from the fire. You know what I mean? And like. And like we hadn't eaten yet. I was like, man, I should probably get something at Spencer. So I think to myself. So like I think I let Spencer chill because I was just enjoying looking at the stars and the fire and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that for like probably like 45 minutes an hour or something like that outside. And like Spencer just maxing out, relaxing, and like TKO. I was like, you know what? Before he goes to bed, I'm gonna get him something to eat. So like I like start to put out the fire. I was like, hey, Spenny. Because it takes a while to wake Spenny up when he's TKO like that. So like he's like yeah, like half awake. I was like, wow, I gotta make you something to eat. He's like, all right. So we go inside and like I make Spenny a sandwich because we had got like a bunch of like really cool cold cuts, you know what I mean, and like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice bread to make for sandwiches on the way up. So I make him a sandwich and I put these chips on or whatever, and like he comes to grab it from the counter. I was like, cool. You know what I mean? He comes to grabs it, and he grabs his plate, comes down, and he like he does put it on a bit of an angle, but it's not falling off or whatever. But then he goes to the table, he gets the table, and he stops and he jolts, and all the chips just strew over the table. He's like, I got this. So he puts his thing under the thing, and he's like started to like. He started to like slowly like try to find out where the chips are to like put it back onto the plate, and he like puts it. He's like good as new, like gets it. Then he like takes, I don't know. I think he had like 4 or 5 bites of sandwich, and then he polished all the chips, and like that was it. You're like, yeah, you're like, he's ready for bed now. Yeah, it's like pass out.
100%. And the second I hit blackout mode, I have one thing that I do. I take off all my clothes and I go to bed.
Literally. Actually,
that's how it happens.
Lots of funny stories about that, but yeah. Yeah, that's good times.
So that's one of my favorite adventures.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I don't know. I love that memory because stuff like that is, you remember stuff like that forever. They're just like some random, like, we're gonna go up to this and do whatever we want, like some random cool stuff. We feel like doing something and we do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, those are just some of the best times. We just, we have a lot of good stories like that.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff.
All right, so that's my adventure of going up to Tim's cottage during FIFA, and hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully we can get Tim back on to tell a time when we were accidentally caught in a gay bar. We didn't hate it. We just didn't know.
It was a good time. We had we were super.
No, we'll tell that story another time. We have a couple other good ones as well, so hopefully we'll get you back on.
I will.
Oh man, we lost Timmy.
It's me laughing too hard.
All right, guys. So there's Timmy. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.